Hello traders, it's me Krasmir Panayotov back in the YouTube channel with another weekly Forex analysis. In this weekly edition of the Forex analysis, I will show you guys the EURUSD, some of the most traded pairs on the Forex market and some trades that I have taken this week, some of my best trades and something which I didn't do that well. So let's get started, guys. Of course, first with the EURUSD. On this chart we have the daily chart, and as you can see, the last week we have broken this resistance, this support area right here, and we had a nice push to the downside. Currently the price froze at interesting level, and I want to show you the weekly and the monthly chart. Now on the monthly we can see that here on the left we have two highs that were resistance in the past, and a few over here lows and highs. So we have something like a mini support area. So let's mark it. And let's see what else do we have. So as you can see, we're in a downtrend overall, and what we are having also is this kind of pennant pattern which have broken out, now is going to the downside. Usually the target is nearly the size of the pattern, so we still have some move to the downside, so we can reach this support area also. Let's now see what else do we have. On the weekly chart you can see we have a nice downtrend and a very strong impulse to the downside. Now what happens when such a move occurs? Okay, here we have such a big impulse to the downside, then a little bit of correction, then another impulse to the downside, and then another correction right here. Okay, now we have a third impulse to the downside, and guess what time it is? Yes, you can say no, but I say yes, this is the time for a correction. And this is what I expect personally on EURUSD. So you see a nice pin bar here formed on the daily chart. If you go to the 8-hour chart on the support area, that weekly mini support area, we have a 2-candle price action, which now you will see, and this is the pin bar and the engulfing candle. Okay, so the impulse have slowed down its move. You see smaller and smaller candles until now we go bullish. So my personal expectation for this week, guys, is we do have a little bit of pullback to the upside, probably to these previous lows over here, where we can meet the daily trend line and see some price action for another bearish move. Now where can be the next bearish move? I believe from here, if we don't break the trend line and go bullish, we can drop more to this weekly support. Now where is the weekly support? Let's go back on the weekly chart, even monthly, and see that here we have highs, lows, and a consolidation, these two candles. So this would be our swing target if the price doesn't reverse. Okay, so sometimes when we have such a pennant pattern, the price will go back and retest the neckline. Okay, so this is also a potential scenario which we should pay attention to. So if the price reverses, we have a nice target here, we have a resistance here, a very nice one. We also have resistance at this low, so that would be interesting. Sometimes the retest doesn't touch exactly the neckline. So let's see guys what we have this week. As you can see, strong bearish market for now, but it's I expect the European central banks will start taking measures of recovering the euro, because with the weak euro, the economies in Europe suffer. So they will probably raise up the percentage rates, and we expect some interesting stuff about strengthening the euro. So that would be interesting. So if we break out from here, then the first target will be these highs here, and this is what I expect. So let's go to the next chart, and this would be the GBP USD. Now GBP USD correlates with the Euro USD, and it will do nearly the same as the euro. So let's see what we have analyzed the previous week. So we expected, if we respect the support area, which wasn't so strong on the euro, we do have a little bit pullback. Well, we didn't have that. We are still very bearish. Let me see what I can show you interesting here. Let's go back on the daily. So we have a strong bullish candle and a second candle that have tested this little support area. So if the euro pushes higher, the GBP should also follow, and maybe we can close above this support, which means that the price will definitely go back and test this previous resistance. We also have a trend line here, so that is interesting stuff. And from here we also can have the head and shoulders pattern later, but this is something for the far future. What if the price go bearish? Here we have a nice support area, these two lows over here. So this is possible scenario. If the euro continue dropping, the GBP will drop, and probably we will test this one, and that would be beautiful because we don't have a lot of resistance until this zone, so we can easily get to it if the dollar remains strong. Now let's switch to the next chart guys, and I want to share with you some of the setups which I have taken this week. And the first one will be the CHFJPY. That is an interesting chart. As you can see, very bullish market on the weekly, and the monthly we are going like Bitcoin straight to the moon. But what did we actually see the last week? Actually, the week before the last week, we had this massive rejecting candle, which is called the pin bar or the doji candle. So we expected a little bit of pullback. So I entered a sell trade somewhere here, I believe on Friday, the 2nd, no, the 1st of July, let's say, and we have had a nice profits to the downside. Now let's see what is going on there. Okay, I start selling somewhere here. Okay, the price goes a little bit lower, finds a support at this area. Let's mark it up, and then started correcting. Okay, and I'm like, okay, it's correcting. We have a resistance right here at the previous highs, and I added a little bit to my position because of the possible formation of the head and shoulders. Now after that, the price rallied with the positive news for the Japanese yen, and we have reached the support area, which soon was broken. A little bit of retest correction, and now currently going to the downside. I have a nice take profit guys. Let me just show you. Here was our trend line, and it is actually Let me show you on the 4-hour. Yes, something like this. So my take profit target was somewhere a little bit above this high. Originally it was somewhere here, so I expect the price to continue from here straight to my target, but this didn't happen. So the price started correcting here a little bit, then made another push, and here on the support area, because here we have a support, I took my final profit. Why? Because we are getting close to the 4-hour trend line and I don't want to risk no more. It's not worthy. Currently on this chart I have taken a buy position since we have this 4-hour engulfing candle. Okay, it's printed on a support, we had a little bit of correction but now going back higher, and we have a chance to continue go bullish again with the trend. So we're close to the support and I expect a little push to the upside. We'll probably take first profit at these highs and then later at this high also. And that is for this pair, guys. This is some trade which I took. So selling out from somewhere here and taking profit somewhere here. It was a nice trade, even if it went a little bit negative, then it recovered fully. On gold I didn't take any positions, but on gold we have had a nice breakout, and this could be taken as a trade to the downside. Even after this daily candle we could still manage to get some pips to the downside, because there is a support area. Okay, so what we have had on the daily, a little bit of pin bar, but on the next day we didn't have this massive push, which is the actual reversal signal. So we had this little doji, and then the final move was the bearish candle. So here we didn't enter any trade, we didn't make any money, but we are now at the interesting support area. As you can see, the 1742 is a nice support zone on the weekly. Another little zone on the 4-hour or on the daily. I will show you here. And we have almost tapped into this zone, but as you can see, it seems like we'll soon close above this support, and we will be looking also for some correction, maybe just like on the EURUSD. Okay, so do the price have chance to get back to this 1684 zone area? Maybe, probably, yes, it is possible. We always have this chance, but let's see if we can get a little bit of healthy pullback before that happens. Okay, and I'm not that interested right now in gold. It's not the best setup for my trading strategy, so I will leave the things like this and move to the next chart and see what it is. Let's see the EURGBP, and here, guys, I will share with you one of my losing trades. So on this chart we had a bullish trend, right? And some interesting expanding wedge pattern, which I expected to go bullish. So once I have bought here and took profit here, that was a nice trade. Okay, but then when the price dropped again to the bottom, I said, okay, we have a chance to do the same thing. So after the 4-hour chart, I have taken a buy trade here after the 4-hour strong bullish candle, but straight after it we have had a rejection. So this doji didn't go bullish, so we had a negative signal, then the price continued to the downside. And here is my mistake. I have closed firstly my position here because we didn't had a continuation to the upside. But then after it went a little bit back to the downside, or maybe when it started going back up, I bought again, and it was stupid because there was no reason to buy at this price, so the price just continued to the downside. Here it hit my stop losses because they were under this candle and broke the expanding wedge support area and went straight to its target. So instead of waiting the price to break these lows and go bearish, I have bought and I have lost my money on this trade. Oh, let me see, guys, let me tell you just one thing. So here is interesting that we have had a little bit of a bullish trend right here. And now we're going back to a sort of support zone. So here we can expect a little bit of a pullback, at least to these highs over here. And on the 4-hour chart, we have a bullish engulfing. So the price still is in indecision. Then we didn't have a continuation. So we expect a still consolidation around this area. And then or a pullback or a bearish continuation to the downside. But let's move now to the other charts, guys, and I will try to remember what I was trading. I have had position on US oil, and I want to show you guys the S&P 500s, which have printed a very nice bearish channel. So we are currently at a very nice resistance area. Let me show that on the daily. Okay, so here you have a nice resistance and also the downtrend which is going. So if we respect the downtrend, we expect a first take profit target at this previous support, or even lower if we continue with the trending channel. So here are two potential take profit targets for those who are selling. If we are looking for a bullish setup, then probably here we will break the resistance, get back to these previous highs, and here it would be best to wait for some sort of head and shoulders reversal pattern. This is about this chart, guys, and let me see something else. We have the USD CAD on the daily is going also in a bullish channel, but we have 2-3 rejections from this high, so probably we will continue to these highs over here, so this little support zone, or we will test the lower support levels. This is what I expect. If we go bullish, then the next target is this support area right here, or maybe it is a little bit lower, something like this. Yes, USD/JPY. Here is interesting, guys. I have marked one support area on the weekly, and if we start rejecting this area, first target will be this highs over here, and second target will be somewhere here. On the daily, we're still in a consolidation, so this little triangle which we start getting is a continuation of pattern, usually a continuation pattern. So we'll probably continue to the upside. If we reject, first will be this support and resistance. Okay, and that's it for this pair, guys. Let's see something else. And do we have it? Let me guys just pause so I can check out my trades and see what I have traded this week. Okay guys, I got it. The other pair which I have traded this week was most of all in the beginning of the week. Let me now show you guys on the EURCAT. Here is one of my favorite patterns, and I mostly love to trade the chart patterns. In here we have one. We have the rectangle pattern or the consolidation pattern, which has this consolidation box. So after we get such a consolidation, we just wait for a bullish or bearish breakout. So if it's bearish, it goes from here to the downside, and usually we can expect nearly the same size as the pattern gone bearish. So here on the 4-hour chart we have had, let me zoom out so you can see, we have had first this breakout here. So I have seen that, and I have seen how the price then corrected and retested the broken support. So it's now a resistance, and I started selling the pair, and it was a very nice trade because after that, after some time, the price just continued to the downside. And let me see guys, let's take this rectangle. I'll just make it a little bit thinner because this high is a little bit over the other ones. Let's print it to the downside. So I have expected the price to go to somewhere here, and it did, but I have closed my take profit target somewhere here just to not risk so much. The euro was very volatile, but we still have a little bit more room to the downside, and that was a very nice trade guys. Even here on the pullback, so the price hit this price and then it recovered. Here I could enter another second sell trade and amass more pips to the downside. That was the second trade guys. The other was the CHFJPY, and I have had also some small scalping trades during the week. Okay guys, I wish you a successful trading week. Get your money and prepare your setups because money is waiting for us. Let's get it. It's time to get it. Peace.
All I need is